friends, happy Sunday. I am going to do, I'm going to try to keep it short if I can. A little VR to Rebecca, the Guidwife's video the other day, which I really enjoyed, where she titled it, "Is Halloween the New Christmas?" And I'm going to try to address a few different things and try to keep it as concise as I can. First of all, is Halloween the new Christmas? It sure seems like it, doesn't it? And I have mixed feelings about that. Obviously, it's getting really commercialized. I think as well as society becomes a little bit more secular, less people belonging to organized religions, and I think that's the case. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what I've heard. People are less afraid, and they don't look at it. Most people don't look at it as having anything to do with any kind of spirituality. It's just fun, and obviously people are trying to make money off of it. The irony of going to Michael's, which I love to go and see everything that's there, but I tend to hold myself back from buying anything because I look at it and I say, well, can I make that? Do I have something like that? And part of the reason I do that is because everything's made in China. There's something about it that feels uncomfortable for me. I'm not judging anybody else for their purchasing choices, because we all have our places where we feel comfortable with something and we don't. And that's fine. But for me personally, I would rather go to Etsy and see if I can find something that's handcrafted, even if it's a little bit more expensive, and know that I am supporting directly an artist, particularly somebody who might be from the pagan or witchy community. But yes, it's definitely more popular than it used to be, more commercialized, like everything's more commercialized. We seem to be a culture, for lack of a better word, that is continually guided towards consumerism, which I find problematic as well. So that's kind of the short answer to that. I thought it was funny how Rebecca said, so now we're the cool kids now. I've mentioned a book that I read by Pam Grossman called The Waking of the Witch. And it's a real interesting book because it kind of goes a little bit into the history of witches and their portrayal in literature, or more currently within the past century in popular media. And that has partially made it more appealing or more acceptable, I think, to some people. It has definitely given particularly young women the sort of inspiration to explore these different ideas. Yeah, it's a really good book. I can't paraphrase very well everything that she said. I mean, I just suggest get the book or find it in the library or something like that. It's pretty interesting. And as far as people, probably mostly women, but men and women, kind of adopting the identity of a witch or practicing witchcraft when they're just taking on sort of the external trappings without actually practicing. I don't know. People, especially white people, I'm sorry, particularly with other cultures, tend to do that a lot. It's not just with witchcraft, it's with Buddhism or Hinduism, or pick something. And I don't really find that offensive. I kind of feel like people have to feel things out, and they may have to take on the external stuff. And if that really isn't their path, then they're going to drop it after a while. They're going to get bored. It doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't hurt me in any way. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a judgy part of me that can kind of go, but really, in all honesty, I don't know that they're necessarily giving witchcraft or witches, you know, a bad image. I think just doing that in general, taking on the trappings of something, no matter what it is, you know, it could be an artist or, I don't know, a writer. Pick something that has a little bit of mystique to it, and people who are just trying to figure their lives out may take on these external, you know, accoutrements, trappings, for lack of a better word, because they're feeling it out. Now, do I personally identify as a witch? And I've said this in many videos before. I do not take on that label or that mantle for myself for different reasons, but the main reason is because I question whether that is authentic for me. Do I make medicines with the things that I grow? Yes. Do I feel connected to the earth and the underlying spirit of the earth? Yes. Do I experience life energetically and understand how my energetics can affect my own life? Yes. You know, do I recognize the phases of the moon? Do I recognize some of the, you know, the Sabbats? Yes, but I don't do a lot of practice or ritual around that. And I think that's the place where I question, well, can I say that I'm a witch if I don't literally honor this Sabbat in a ritualistic way? So I tend to hold back. That's just the same way I won't call myself a Buddhist, even though Buddhist meditation techniques are what I practice. Buddhist philosophy really resonates with me, but I tend not to call myself a Buddhist because I don't stick to the scriptures and that sort of thing. And I don't think it's good or bad. I kind of would like to call myself a witch, but I hesitate to for all the reasons that I said. And it's less about, am I concerned about what somebody would think about me or something like that, and more about, is this authentic for myself? Trying to think of some of the other things that Rebecca said in there. I think that kind of covers it. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to be going on and on about stuff, but I just thought it was a very thoughtful video. I really enjoyed it. I really liked a lot of what she was saying. You know, there is so much crap that's going on in the world right now that there's a lot of things that I just kind of I'm not gonna sweat, especially when it comes to people's personal choices. If they're not affecting me, if they're not affecting what I can choose to do with my own life, you know, I'm not going to worry about it. Am I going to be a little bit judgy every now and then? Yeah, probably, because that's human nature, I think. Hi, Avery. But anyway, I thought it was a great video. I thought it was, I hope I see more video responses. I really love Rebecca and the way she, you know, expresses herself to the community, and she's got, you know, just like Annie and so many other people, so much to give, you know, and share with the community, especially based on, you know, historically how long they've been practicing and stuff. You had a long walk. Well, come up here. Maybe people like to see you. Leave mine. Here, come up here. Come on. Come up here. People would like to see you. Yes, there she is. There's Avery. Avery had a good walk down by the river. Yeah, we had good walkies today. And it's beautiful out. Obviously, the windows are open, and it's not as gross and sticky and stormy like it was. It's going to get hot again, but oh, this is like the first taste of fall. Some of the leaves are tinging. And anyway, that's all. Yeah. So that's my VR to Rebecca's video, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.